Who have all tried out? I mean, you can use your raise hand option. Who has tried it out? I'm not looking for a solution. Who has tried it out? Okay. And only five. Anyone else? Okay. Session. Let's go ahead and take a look at your solution. So, did first question, did you get a chance to look at both of the or two assignments?
Yeah, I have tried both of you.
Your voice is too low, actually.
Yeah, I have tried both of you,
Okay.
both assignments.
Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look. You can share your screen.
Yeah. Yeah, this is my first pipeline,
Mm-hmm.
which separate the files by the countries. I have used file reader to read the employee.csv file.
Mm-hmm.
Then I use CSV parser, then router. There are three countries in my file, so I use router to separate the file country wise. So first one is USA, second one is Brazil, and third one is India.
So, question here. So, what if I want to add another country, a list of employees who is having another country, maybe England or Britain, Great Britain. So, in that case, will it work without doing any code change? Will it work?
No.
So, every time when we design something, okay, we have to make it clear, or when we are designing itself, we have to think through like that, say in some time or maybe in the next run itself of this pipeline, if we have met a source file wherein the other components of the data is being present other than the code that I have. So what should I do? So that should be our first question whenever we are doing. Understand, most of the people will do like this, but what if, I mean, you should have to question yourself that what if, see, as a developer, our primary responsibility is for every record we won't be doing coding for every record or some set of records, right? So
Mhm.
it should support any number of documents we are gonna give it in the source file. Your solution would work only if the countries are constant, right?
Yeah.
I, I mean, if I would have said in our last call that the countries are constant, then your design is correct and your solution is correct. But my question to you or the assignment is, based on the employees we have to split out. That's it. So it's a generic one. The employees can be anything. So next time I'll give you an employees list from some other country, right?
Yeah.
Maybe from somewhere around the world. So it should work that time as well. So as a lesson, just keep that in mind whenever you are designing. Just question yourself that if the file changes, do I have to change my pipeline or not? If your answer is yes, then your solution is wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
And if they mention something like, uh, the countries are constant or something constant or static or file will not change, your solution perfectly works. I'm not saying this is wrong, but for our assignment, this is not the feasible solution. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I will try
Yeah,
another solution.
yeah, I mean, we will discuss it out. I will check others as well. We will discuss it out if we have time. Otherwise, we will take a call on that. Okay.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and take a look at your second.
The second one is not working. Actually, I have tried in different ways.
Mm, Uh,
So,
Let me know what your thought is on that. I will let you know whether it is a correct way or not. I
mm,
understand that your pipeline is not ready. That is fine. But what is your thought on that?
the first one, I read the employee.csv,
Mm,
then it will save in SLTV,
correct.
like target.csv. Then I tried to again read this file and merge this file into this file, into target.csv.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
first output should be this, and the second output should be the file,
So you
the
mean
target file.
to the union input one is the target.csv file.
Yeah,
Okay. And the first one is the employees.csv file.
employee.csv, right?
Right. So your solution, you are on track, but you should use a different snap rather than union and something. But try it out. Okay.
Okay,
Your solution is perfect on dot. I mean the design or the way you want to design it, that is fine. We have multiple ways. This is one of the way. This is fine. But using of snaps should be different. Okay.
okay,
We will discuss it out maybe in today's session itself if we have time. Otherwise, as I said, your solution is on dot. But my point is you have to use a different sort of snaps. Okay.
okay,
Yeah, this looks fine. Uh, Change your code accordingly on the first one, and second solution is design is correct, but you have to do it in a different way.
okay.
Yeah. Thank you. uh, Manohari, let's take a look at yours.
Yes, sir.
Yep. You can share your screen.
Yes, sir. So is it visible?
No, I mean, I cannot see your screen. Yeah, I can see
No.
it now.
Okay, sir. So the first task is done by using CSV generator. So I have used CSV generator
Mm,
and I divided everything into 7 countries. So the 50 records into 7 by using rotor.
mm, mm. So your solution to your right is not the expected one. As I said to Sashank, that we cannot.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Actually, another one I have tried, sir, but in Mapper Snap again, uh,
Mm,
I just lost in giving the strings, or actually.
mm,
At first, I have added this
mm,
country here, so.
right,
But again, in the country, the column is coming as null. So by sorting like this, after by giving mapper snap, I can divide. I just thought like that, sir. But again, by in that mapper snap, I just lost in giving that string value, but
right.
for adding
Okay.
countries.
Okay. So this solution will work, but instead of group by n, you should use group by fields. Okay. And you
Okay,
can
sir.
remove the mapper. You don't need to have a mapper. Add the sorting as country. You can remove this. You don't require this.
So I have added the column country in this map of snap.
Do it in the file directly instead. Add it in the
Okay, so
country. I mean, add a country column to the file and add your countries there instead of here. I mean, you will get the country same for each and every employee if you add it here,
okay,
right?
so
So make up your source in a way that it will have different or maybe few more countries to each and every employee, right?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, use group by fields instead of that, and then I mean, we will discuss it out. This is fine.
Okay, okay, sir.
Your right side solution is not the feasible one because you should
We
not.
cannot give any other. We cannot add actually. Yes, sir.
Correct. So in your next run, if I change the file and have a different country name, it won't work, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So this is a static way that you are doing it. When your customer says that I have these set of countries and you divide it, you can do it, no problem. But
Okay, sir.
but but as a developer, what you have to think, or the way you need to think is, your solution should be generic and it should work for every other file, not only the one that you are using. Maybe next time when I give you a different file, it should work for that as well. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is fine. Can we go to your second?
Sir, I didn't got, so I didn't do the second task.
Okay, so as Shashank did that, I mean, Shashank has the solution or a design for that. Did you get it? What he's trying to do there?
Yes, sir.
So,
At first he had added. Yes, sir. I got him.
okay,
His idea.
yeah, sure. Thank
Thank you,
you.
sir.
Yeah, Abhishek.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's take a look at your code.
Is it visible, sir?
Yeah.
So this is the first task. I'm using the group by fields to group them on the basis of country.
Can you show me the sort snap and then group by fields?
In the sort snap, I'm sorting the country.
Perfect.
In the group by fields, I'm using the country only.
Perfect.
So I'm using the pipeline execute snap. So this is the child pipeline.
Yeah. Can you show me the pipeline execute snap?
Okay. So in this, I'm passing the group by group data.
Okay.
Actually, I'm not using this one, I think is. I'm using only this one, the name, to guide the name of the files.
Okay.
So in the child pipeline, I'm using the JSON splitter to split the values
Can you show me that?
on the basis of group. Okay.
Is it working?
Yes, sir. It is working. So this is the folder, countries folder. And in this all the files have been created. If I go on the Mexico, so this is all the employees who have their country as Mexico.
Okay. Can you just delete everything? Maybe go to your top folder and delete everything.
Yes, yes.
The only concern in your solution is perfect or not, but the only concern that I have is in your JSON splitter. If I say there is no dollar, can you open your JSON splitter? You have just added group, so there is no dollar.
Actually, it is working. I'll just show you.
Mhm. Okay.
So let me run it.
Go to the dashboard as well. It has failed actually. So let's go and take a look at your pipe. Go to pipelines tab. Not here. Not here. Go to pipeline tab. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that is different. Delta only employees.
Yeah,
Okay.
this one is different. So
So
this
can you click on plus that child pipeline execution? Okay.
I have 6 countries, so it has run 6 times.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Show the data
Yeah, please.
and just refresh. So this is the countries folder.
Okay.
All the files have been created. If I show the USA, so this is the files which have USA as their country.
Okay. So I have a question to you.
Mm-hmm.
I did not tell you one thing, but you are able to apply that in our sessions. So can you go to designer? Can you explain me how the data is being passed from group by fields to the child pipeline? You have not added those to the, or you are not sending through pipeline parameters because you are not using that group data parameter, right? If you open the pipeline execute snap once, you said you are not using that group data, right?
Mm-hmm.
Group data, but still you are able to pass it to the child pipeline, the dynamic child pipeline. So how is it happening? Yeah, see, generally what I told you is, if you open the pipeline parameters once, here, no, in the child pipeline. Yeah. So if you have this group data,
Mm-hmm.
and if you are passing from there, what we generally do, I told you only one way of passing the parameters. That is, if we pass the group data there, you should use this group data in the JSON splitter, right?
Yes.
But you have not used it. You have put something group or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it should not work, but for some reason it is working. But it should be dollar group instead, right? You
Okay.
should be having dollar group. But how are you able to identify it? Because we have not discussed that in our sessions.
Actually, I tried with the group data, but I
Okay.
think I was getting some error. So
Can
that
you can you show us what is that? Try to put the group data there, right? Okay. Go to manager and delete everything first.
mm, so this is the error I'm getting.
Yeah, show me the error.
See, pipeline
Open the pipeline statistics, right? What is the error?
field not. Yes, I was getting this field not found. So
Why that field is not found? Because I mean you are passing that group value, isn't it?
yes,
So why is it not found? I have told you as well. This one we have discussed this in,
mm-hmm.
in our last session. So why is it not found? So can you open your pipeline execute snap? You have sent the data and you have named or sent the values of dollar group, right?
Yes.
Close it out. Close it out. What is the input name to this snap? Group by fields. Open the group by field snap. Yeah. So the field name is group here. That is also fine. Close it out. And in the child pipeline, when you pass the parameters, whenever you pass the parameters, so what did I tell you? The parameters will be passed in a string format, right?
Uh,
So,
yes.
so that string format, can you directly use it in the JSON splitter? No.
No, I have to pass it.
JSON parse it, right?
Yes, Jason dot pass.
And then use the splitter. That
Yes.
is the way that I told you. But how are you? So my question is, how are you able to pass, or how did you know, or it's just a fluke
Actually,
that you have tried something
no.
and
I went. If I just let me validate it.
mm,
So in the output of the group web page,
mm,
I checked what is the data. So let me show you. So I know this is the group which have the data, right?
right?
So I just went on and pasted there. So that
Perfect.
was my.
Okay, it's just a fluke try that it got successful. But so this is what I want to explain once you've done this exercise actually, because the so basically I will tell you to everyone what is happening here. So what Abhishek has done after the output, he has some set of countries and he has divided it into some, I mean, whatever the number of groups, it has divided it automatically, right? And what he has done, he has seen some error, some random error, and thought some, I mean, it is something that while passing the error, it is having some problem. So what he has done, without passing any values to the pipeline execute snap, right? You might get confused that he is already passing the value in the pipeline execute snap. Abhishek, if you open the pipeline execute snap, he is passing that value to the group data object, the group data field. To your left side, if you can see group data field, but he is not using that in the JSON splitter. Instead, he is directly using the dollar group, right? So there are now another way to pass the values to the child pipeline as well. One is to pass through these pipeline parameters, and the second way to pass the values to the child pipeline is a dynamic way. Just a second. Yeah. So what are we doing generally? We are passing the values in a pipeline parameter section, right? That's what we learned till now. The other way is we can pass the values in a generic manner, wherein you don't need to mention the value at all in the pipeline parameters. Instead, whatever you are getting the value as an output, that field name, you can take that output field name, okay, use it in the child pipeline directly, but the input view of the snap should be in an open view. So Abhishek, let's do one thing. Remove that group pipeline parameter, right? Save, go to the child pipeline. In JSON splitter, mark it as dollar group, right? So can you go and delete the folder there in the manager if there is any? Nothing, right? Okay. Let's go ahead and run the pipeline. Everyone, please identify that he has not passed any values to the pipeline parameters, right? Only one parameter is passed, and that parameter is only the country name. Other things, he has not done anything. But it was able to successfully create the folder, right? And it was able to process it all the files, and if you can see, all the records will be there, right? So this is what I'm talking about. So generally, to pass the parameters from one pipeline to another pipeline, there are two ways. One way is we generally the use the pipeline parameter section and then pass the values to the child parameter. Sorry, child pipeline. And the other way is you pass the values dynamically, in the sense whatever the output of the previous snap, it could be group by field snap or any other snap. Whenever you identify a pipeline execute snap, after that you take the output of the field name, okay, it could be a group or any other thing. You can directly use that dollar group or dollar data or whatever the field name that you have provided there, and use that field name directly in the child pipeline, but the snap should have an open input view. So Abhishek, let's go ahead to the designer and open the child pipeline. Close the input view now. JSON splitter input view, close it out. Yeah, okay. JSON splitter, it's the basic way. Let's do one thing. Use a mapper at front. So pass that dollar group instead here directly. Dollar group, something like that. Yeah, pass it here. Put it to the target path as well. Yeah. Now let's go ahead and run it again. Delete the folder first. It has failed. Why it has failed? It cannot look up on a property dollar group, right?
Yes, sir.
Can you close it out? Go to yes, open it. Uh, can, uh,
Add input.
yeah, input, add it out, save. Now try it out. I will show you the difference. I mean, I'll let you know the difference once it executes. So it has ran successfully now. So what is the difference that you have identified now? So by default, JSON splitter should have input view open. We cannot close it. So that is mandatory. So that's where it has shown us the earlier problem that we were not able to we are not actually able to close the input view, but mapper has the ability that we can pass the values. So even it is a suggestion or from the Snaplogic that we cannot use the any snap directly. Instead, the way Abhishek done, he has used directly JSON splitter. That is fine. But what we generally do is we use mappers first and then pass the values to the next ones. So by this, what you have to understand is there are two ways that you can pass the values to the child pipeline. One is using pipeline parameters, and the second one using or doing a dynamic way, wherein the the output the output field name or the tag name should be passed directly to the child pipeline. So then it will work, right? Everyone got it? So that is the actual purpose. That is how you do. You might have a question. I'm not sure whether you have a question or not, but you might have a question. You might ask me that, Manoj, you said that we have a way already, one way, that is passing a pipeline parameters. Why do we need a second way if one is already working? Right? The problem is the pipeline parameters have a defined length. Each pipeline parameter can hold up to some data itself. There is some limitation to the pipeline parameter length or the data that is being passed through. So here, each group we are sending as a pipeline parameter. So each group length decides whether it will fit the pipeline parameter or not. In some cases, whenever you have large data set, so now it may have around 5 to 6 columns in your file, right? But in some cases, you will have 30, 40 columns, and each column will have data, and the length of the data is very high. So in that case, if you want to do the same thing, you want to pass the JSON object to the child pipeline. But if you use pipeline parameters, it will fail because pipeline parameters has a defined length, and after that specified length it will not work. So that's where Snaplogic came up with a solution of this dynamic value passing. Makes sense, Abhishek and everyone?
Yes, sir.
So this makes sense, and you are clear why you have got the solution, right, Abhishek?
Yes, sir. I got it.
So it's a way that you have identified. I mean, you tried your option and it has worked, and it's because that the dynamic passage or the dynamic value passing, which is available in Snaplogic. Okay,
Okay, sir.
and why we use it? Due to the limitation of the pipeline parameters and the length. Okay, so you may also have a question now. So when do we go for pipeline parameter? So when you have a pipeline parameter, length is very small. In the sense, let's say there is a name. So what will be the value? It could be my name or your name. So it's just a length of very small string, right? So in that case, we use pipeline parameters instead. See, we have passed the country in the pipeline parameter section. Why we have passed? the length of the field is very small. So we know that it will not exceed the limit of the pipeline parameter. So that's where we have passed it. Other data, which is like huge or large JSON objects, we generally pass it dynamically. Okay. Makes sense to everyone? Anyone has any questions? And whenever you are trying to pass it this way, the child input view should be open. The input view should not be closed. Child input view should be open. Then only it can able to pass the data properly. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Things to note down. Yeah. This is fine, Abhishek. I mean, your solution works.
Should I show the second task?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go ahead to the second one.
So for the second task, I have created two pipelines. So this one is for the first time, right? I'm reading the employees file, then I'm just sorting it, and I've created the sorted employees file. Okay. So this is for the first time.
Okay.
1 second.
Sure.
So this is I have run. I was able to run it. So this file is created already. Okay, sorted employees. It has all the data that employees have, right? So then this one is the main pipeline, second pipeline. So in this, I'm first reading the employees file, the default file, and I'm also reading the sorted file, newly created file. Okay.
Okay.
Then I'm sorting them, and then I'm joining their data. So let me just show the output. So after the first run, I added this field.
Just a second. Can you show me the join that you have used?
Left outer to
Okay.
consider the first table as priority.
Right.
So in the output, after the first run, right, I have added Himanshu, this record after the first run. Okay. So the sorted file must not have it.
Right.
So in the right side, it must have the null values.
Right.
So then I'm using the filter snap. If input employee ID is equal to null, then I will get the data. So I've got the data here. So this one is not in the sorted file, right?
Right.
Then I'm using the mapper to get only the left side values, not the null values.
Perfect.
Everything is almost done, but I'm not able to append it. When I did some research, it said
SLDB, appending is not possible. We already discussed it. SLDB, it's not have. It doesn't have that SN.
yes, so this is where I'm stuck on it.
You don't. No worry. As of now, you can generate a different file. Maybe a delta record, something like that. A
Yeah.
file with a different name.
I can also use a union to merge all the right, but it is not the task.
I mean, if you can do it, do it. No worries. I mean, our target is final file should not have all the records in the second run. It should only have the the difference records.
Yeah,
Even if you append it, it won't be. So that's the thing. Okay. So now my question is, why do you need two separate pipelines? One is to have the sorted employees and then identify the
This one,
record.
yes, this one will run on every 2 hours, no, right? So I don't want this to run every 2 hours. I
That
just
is
want
fine. That is even fine. So for the first run, when the file it is running for the first time, so even it is running for every 2 hours. So does it require to have it in a separate pipeline? That's what my question is. Okay, that is fine. Keep your scheduling part aside. Do you require to let's assume that we don't have scheduling. Okay.
Okay.
So do we require two pipelines? Sorry. Do we require two pipelines or can we do it in a single pipeline?
If not scheduling, then we can do, I think.
Okay. So can you tell me how can we do it? You don't need to have the pipeline ready now. You can just give me your thought. What can be done?
Actually, I'm not sure because this will get all the data in the,
Right. I understand. This will write all the data.
so there is no use for this pipeline then to
Okay.
find the difference.
Your solution works, but I mean, we will try to optimize. Okay.
Okay, sir.
No worries. You have your solution works. I mean, this is the one that I'm expecting. But I mean, another task to you.
Mm-hmm.
Without using join, also we can do it. But
Okay.
in your file, you should have dates. You should have dates in your file. Try that option as well.
In the file name or in the data?
In the file data, in the file data,
Okay.
you have added country, whether you have it or not. For the first task, you have added country for most
Mm-hmm.
of it, right? Likewise, you should have a date,
Okay.
okay, and then use the date to compare instead of left out a join. This is the perfect solution, but this is not a feasible solution for the large data set.
Mm-hmm.
So see, I will tell you, I have 1 million records for the first run,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that 1 million records has written into SLDB or some other external location.
Mm-hmm.
Second time, using left outer join, what am I doing? I am checking that all 1 million records, in the sense 10 lakh records against this one record.
Yes, yes.
So for that comparison, will it be a huge impact on the server or not? One
Yes.
record against 10 lakh records, right? I'm
Mm.
not saying 10 lakh records equal to 10 lakh records. Maybe
Yes.
that might work, or that might be a solution, but I have added only one record. This is
Mm-hmm.
this is a solution that works fine. I'm not saying anything, but
Mm-hmm.
this has a performance problem because that 10 lakh records we are trying to compare with the single record, right?
Yes, yes.
So there is other way of doing also by adding the dates. Try it out. Okay,
Okay.
we will discuss it maybe, but you can do it using dates also. Let's figure it out how we can do it.
Okay, sir.
This solution is works. This solution does works. Okay, there is no problem. Even with the large data set also it will work, but there is a huge performance problem.
Mm-hmm.
When even your solution works in real time, when you are doing your real time stuff, people will not, or maybe your managers or customers will not accept this solution because they want their solution to run in a very less time, or a many in a very minimal time, right?
Yes, yes.
So try to think in that way, right? You can search it out, or you can do how, but the way to do is having a dates
Okay.
that source, and then using that dates, compare it.
Okay, sir. Okay.
And don't compare it every day, every date.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you should find some date and take that as a benchmark, then compare it. So something like that you have to do.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thanks, Abhishek. Your solutions will work. Yeah. Sushmita, let's take a look at yours. Can you share your screen?
Is it visible, sir?
Yeah, I can see. You can go to designer. I can see your screen.
Hello?
Yeah, I can see. I can see your screen. You can go to designer.
Yeah, I have opened it, sir.
Can you click on share here? We see that there is an option share an application window. So click on share. Okay,
Yes, sir.
right.
Well, I have taken same as a Abhishek, but I have passed the dollar group
Okay,
to the child pipeline
okay,
by using Mapper. Well, it is taking as a string, so I use the JSON parser.
right.
From that,
Okay, okay.
I-
Yeah, but I said this solution work, but there will be a possibility that it will fail based on the length of the data, right? In that way, you have to look for the other solution. I have explained you already. You got it, right, Sushmita?
yes, sir.
So you have to pass the values in a dynamic way where you just need to capture the output of the group by field snap, output in the sense output field name, which is group, and directly use that group instead of passing to the pipeline parameters. This way it will work, but there is a possibility that it will also fail because of the length of the field.
Yes.
Make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you just show me? Can you just do a run and show me?
Well, I just have run it, sir.
Okay.
Uh,
Mm-hmm. Okay. Right. Okay. Right. Yeah. This is fine. Right. Okay. Keep that in mind that you have to pass the values in a dynamic way, mostly when you are passing the whole data.
yes.
Yeah. This is fine. Can we look at your second one?
I have tried it, sir. My thought was
Mm.
by using the join snap to reverse as the left join so
Okay.
that we can get the uh, other part of the data from the
Yeah.
left left file,
Right. So if
but
you
it
can see
doesn't
the
work.
Abhishek solution, the way you wanted it, it's the same way. Abhishek
Yes,
has
sir.
the same
Yeah.
thing. So your thought is also on track, but you're saying you are not able to uh,
Get it.
get the result properly, right? Have you got your solution right now by seeing the Abhishek's one?
Yeah,
Shall we go ahead and take a look again then?
yes, sir.
Let me go to Ashwini and
Yes,
take a look at his solution as well. Then we will walk through the Abhishek's code. Okay.
yes, sir.
Abhishek, one more question. Have you done the scheduling as well?
Yes, sir. I've
Okay,
done
we'll take a
scheduling.
look after that. Yeah, we'll take a look. Because I have asked it to schedule or it has to run every 2 hours, right? That's the one, if I remember correctly.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah, we will take a look. But your solution is on track, but you still need to build a pipeline system. So that is fine. You gave
Yes.
it right. That's okay. We will walk
Can
through the code.
yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. You can stop sharing. No worries. Uh, Ashwini, let's go to yours.
Yeah, sure.
Right. Yeah.
That is visible. Good.
Yeah.
So the first task I have tried something like that. I have a file that is some mock data.csv, and in the file I am having already this 4 5 column here, and And then I also use the CSV generator. So add the country and the country code. So after I use the join as a merge here, and merging all the country code and country with the it's my previous file. And after
No,
that I'm shorting here.
just a second.
Okay.
No, it's too noisy from your side.
Uh, Actually, I use my. Okay, let me connect with the different one. Yeah, yeah. Please hold.
It's a background noise. I mean, people are talking in your back, so that's
Okay. So let me change my room first.
sure. Yeah.
I think it is fine. Manoj.
Yeah, it's better.
So what I try to say, I just so here
Hmm.
I use.
I have a question here.
Okay.
So, how many records are there from CSV generator?
CSV generator is record is around 319.
319.
Yeah.
Okay. Now my question to you is, when you use the merge in join, what it has, how many records you have to your right, to the right
Yeah,
path
it's
of
yeah,
join?
it is same for the 319.
Oh,
Actually, I have all yeah. When I filed here 390 records, so I have used the generator here also 390.
oh,
Because of that, it is using something error file net form
okay, sure.
when I join.
So, what if you don't have 319 records from both views?
It's throwing an error, just like some value is not
One thing.
yeah, expected.
Let's do one thing. Open the CSV generator. Let's remove the last record from that. I mean, use the Control X. We can save it later on.
Okay, and delete it.
Okay. Uh, before saving it, uh, can you go down? Because your solution might not work afterwards when we actually run. If you remove it now, 319 records, right?
Yeah.
Can you just copy whole thing and click Control X? Not that. Only 319.
Okay.
Right. Now save it out. Now try to validate it.
So it's all fine here. I'm
After
able to
approval,
join
right?
and short. Yeah.
No, no, no. After not that. After the join, can you show me the output?
Okay. So here what at the last it is showing. Okay. So what did it show here? Here the country name and country code is not here for the record 3 19 3
Yeah. So by this exercise, what have you understand? When you are using merge, the both inputs should have the same number of records,
same number of records here.
right? So
Yeah.
that there, you have to keep it in mind. So to all in the class. So keep in mind that by this exercise from Ashwini, we understand, everyone in the class, we understand that whenever we use merge, the left path and the right path record should have the same set of records. Okay, then we can apply the merge option. Make sense? It's not the way with other values, which is inner join, left outer join, and outer join. It's not that way. But when you use the merge option, we should have the same number of count. What Ashwani has done here, he tried to map the same number of records from left to right by making it to 319, right? Generally, till now we have seen till 50 records, but what he has done, he has added up to 319 records now, right? Make sense, everyone? And I will tell you one more thing as well. Why he has done
Yes.
that first? He has done that because he is not modifying the file. Instead, he is using the previous file and he was trying to append or add that column of country to the actual JSON or the file that he has. What you have done is also correct. What you have done, you generally have gone to the file and you have added the records, right? But what he has done, he is trying to do it in a programmatic way. This is also fine, but generally in a real time, uh, customers will give you the columns as well. But what he is trying to do here is he has taken some set of records and he is trying to add it out here. Okay, that's where he has. Don't get confused yourself. That is what he is doing. Instead of only file reader and CSV parser or Excel parser, he is trying to use a generator wherein he can generate that records of countries and then merge to the actual solution. Yeah, this is fine. Let's go ahead.
Okay. So I short it
Uh,
according to country code here, and use the country code for
mhm,
using the list of the arrays,
right,
and I also converted to the country code list here and route it at whereas the logic of length is equal to is greater than 2 or not.
right.
So when I use this, I got the some result here. The same country. I got some record here with the same country.
Mhm,
Uh,
right.
so okay.
Why the country code is empty here?
As a empty, I'm facing that here because some country code is empty and it is also showing that
Do
empty
it
as a string. And
do it on country instead of country code. Grouping on country.
so as we are country, so at that same this all the countries name is different here because
So
as the country.
then in that case, make sure that you have the country code as well to every record. Use
Yeah.
Keep it
Hmm,
empty because all the records will go in that case. I mean, it will not be a feasible solution. Whenever
hmm,
you are grouping on some field, make sure that that field is not empty, even null, not empty. That
yes.
field
Hmm.
should have some value. It should not be empty or null. Okay.
Yeah, because the empty is also
Yeah, it will be
considered
given
as
a
array.
higher precedence and the values will come to that, but we will not be able to see why it is coming because
Hmm,
country code would be different, country is different, but that is not the expected way, right?
yeah, yeah.
So that will not be the case. Okay,
Hmm.
yeah,
So after that, I used the JSON splitter as the country code. So I split all the data here. So here the country code is null. It is some British Soviet. So I use the here separate those record and here all the records. So I'm using all this thing to convert my file into a proper, and after that I'm not able to execute as I show the solution of Abhishek. So execute as a parent and child
right.
parameter here.
So
So I
because
think it is, yeah.
yeah, that's the way we should do.
Yeah.
Till the the first router
Mm,
one, or till the group by fields, your solution will work. And
mm,
after that, that part, the next part should go to the
yeah.
child
uh,
pipeline.
Pipeline, yeah.
Then you pass that group value to the child pipeline. It will work
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because that then only we will get a different file name and different records to each different file.
Yes,
Correct?
yes.
Yeah, that's
So
how you should do.
yeah, it
Okay,
is my
you gave it a try. That is fine. And
okay.
you came up with a different way of doing it. That is also fine. So people
Okay.
will get to understand now that how we can use the merge option in the join.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
it is my first one, and the second task. I'm trying it, but not really explore all these things. So I use
Gates
in the
we have not discussed still. So
yeah.
you are trying to use it. That is fine, but we have not discussed it. So
Because I found something here, a document count and the first document as each input. So I was thought if I am able to save my file as a uh, yeah new file 0 1 or 2 or 3 or something like that. So in that case it's going and filter the each yeah document as a first or or the last document. So I have the received the latest one or the updated one. So I think
Do one. Can you tell me your thought process on this? In the sense you are telling me that, but
uh,
it's not clear. What you want to do it here in the
uh,
second solution?
okay, I'm just trying to import a file as a something. I create a file first. I create a file. His name is a new file here. So
Yeah.
when and then I use the file polar to this timeout section, and it will go and check
Oh,
into the file polar with the file name.
okay.
And if I found that file, it because when I run it at the scheduled task, it is going and append this file as a multiple time. So I am thinking if I'm able here to add something a new file 0, and for the next run it is here new yeah new file 1 and 2 and 3 and so on. So at that scene, if I here I got the multiple file is like that, a new file and new file 0. So at that scene, it's a gate going to filter the first one document as the updated one. So yeah, yeah, that was my yeah thought process, and I'm not able to do.
That's okay that you gave a try, but have you understand the way that you can do from Abhishek's? Or I mean, anyway,
Not
we'll
yeah
go to his or we will walk through his code. I'll explain what he is doing there.
yeah.
Are you able to understand
Uh,
how he
yeah,
is?
not 100%. But I have still an idea how can yeah execute
Okay,
for that.
you try your option. I'm not
Mm,
saying yours is wrong, but you try it or try your option and let me know once you're done with that.
okay.
But there is a way already that Abhishek has came up with.
Yeah.
So we will take a walkthrough of his solution now
Mm,
and see if you can find or get something from that as well to add to your logic.
okay.
Okay, makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yes.
Yeah, this is fine. That you gave it try, that is fine.
Okay. Can I start my sharing now?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Abhishek, let's go ahead and I mean, you can share your screen again. Let's go ahead and take a look at your scheduling part in the manager. Show me how you have scheduled it.
Is it visible?
Yeah, go to the tasks tab. Show it from there. Yeah, open it. What is that owner name from where it has came up?
This is temporary email.
No, it should be Abhishek Fagna or something because you are the user.
This
Okay, it has given it already. It has by itself. Okay, that is fine. You have created your account using that. Okay. And not this. Go back. Mm, not yeah. I want this.
so for repeating every 2 hours, there was no option in the hours monitor. This
Correct. Correct. You have to go to the cron. Yes.
I went on the account and I did something like this, like 12 a.m. 2 a.m. So I've selected all the dates.
Just a second. So you have selected every month, and then in every month it should execute every day, and every day of week it should run. Or we can just exclude Saturday and Sunday as well. We can only select Monday to Friday
Mhm.
because that's where we actually work. The question here, if you select every hour, right? Will it execute every hour or every 2 hours? You have selected every hour, right?
Yes, yes.
It means that you are saying to pipeline that first execute every hour and
Mhm.
also at 12 a.m., 2 a.m., 4 a.m. something.
Yes, yes.
Is it or not? So
Yes.
uncheck that every hour.
This should be.
Right. So you started at 12 a.m., midnight in the morning. Okay. From there, every 2 hours it should run 12, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 again.
Yes.
Right.
Yes,
So
sir.
that should be your schedule. And at 00 minutes.
Mhm.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And if you go down to the end section, you have kept it as never.
Mhm.
Right. Okay. Anyone has any questions on this, on the scheduling part? Sushmita, Ashwini, Manohari, Shashank, and anyone else?
So, and as a yeah, never, I'm not able to understand that.
Just a second. One at a time. Ashwini.
At the last, ends as a never, I'm not able to understand that.
Never in the sense he's saying that execute forever on the same schedule. So this pipeline is gonna run how many times? Abhishek, per day, how many times it's gonna run?
Uh, 12 times, I think.
Right. And each day it's gonna execute 12 times, and he's saying ends as never. In the sense, this schedule will not stop ever, and 365 days, and every day it should run 12 times. So that is the configuration there.
Okay. Yeah.
Make sense? Lokender, you have some question?
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are. Please.
Yes, yes. Ashwini used the gate snap. What is the purpose of using gate snap? I just want to know.
That is, we are yet to discuss that. Ashwani is trying his options. We have not discussed that yet. We will discuss that in coming sessions. Okay. Is it fine, Lokender? Okay. Sushmita, Manohari, Shashank, do you have any questions on this? I mean, are you able to get it? What he is trying to do here? Why he has selected the cron time here? Question to you, 4 or 5. I mean, everyone in the class, but they won't respond. I know. Shashank.
Yeah, I did not get on why did.
So, what is our task to do? The pipeline should run every 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
So basically, generally, as per our knowledge, what is the start time of a day? 12 a.m.
12 a.m. Right.
Right? So what he has done, Abhishek, can you open repeat by the top section? So there are multiple options here: minutes, days, weeks, months, years, and cron. Right? Just leave
Right.
the cron aside. The other things, can you see any option where you can run this pipeline for every 2 hours?
No.
Because my question is, the pipeline has to run specifically for every 2 hours, right? That's where
Yeah.
my task is. If I say that it should run weekly, he could have gone to that week section directly, and then he could have selected some time or date, something what is available there, right? But my point is, every day it has to run 2 hours. I mean, after every 2 hours it should run. That is 12 times a day, and it should not end. It should not end at any time, because I have not given you when it should stop, right? So that's where he has gone to that cron section, wherein in the cron is nothing but where you can define your particular period, right? How much time, or I mean, what is the day, what is the month, day, which week, in a week, in how many days it has to run. So basically, Abhishek, can you go ahead and uncheck the day of every day of week? No, you cannot uncheck it. uh, Click from Monday to Friday. Monday, Tuesday to Friday. Like you can see generally what are the working hours of a business basically from Monday to Friday, right? So we can tell this in a cron format at which time, which month, which date, and which day, and within that day at hours, what hours we can run and what minute. He has put it as 00 minutes. We can specify as let's say if we wanted to run at 12:15, here he will check it at 12 and he will select the 15 here, right? Yeah, Ashwini.
Uh, so Manoj, as I see the repeated bisection, it's also a minute option there. So
Right.
can
Yeah.
we use as 120 minute here?
Only 59 are there.
Person 59 minutes. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
So the highest point, I mean, each minute has 60 seconds, right? So this will represent the seconds. Till 60 seconds it has, which will make up to 1 minute, correct? So that's where how they have defined it. This is how they have defined it. So now as per the configuration now, at every 12:15, 2:15, 4:15, 6:15 likewise, because that will also make up to 2 hours, right? Then it will run. Is it fine, Ashwini? Now, do you have any questions?
No, it's fine. Yeah, got it.
Sushmita and Manohari, are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Abhishek, let's go ahead to your pipeline. Uh, can you explain us what you have done, Sushmita, and everyone else who has doubts on his logic? Just hear to it keenly. Yeah, Abhishek, just I will add it up if you are missing something, but give us your thoughts. What are you trying to do here?
Okay, sir. So this is the first pipeline. I created a file named sorted employees. So this has all the data that employees have. Then after the first run, I've added one more field in the employees file. So here I'm reading the employees file and then the sorted file, the newly created file. Then I'm passing them both. Then I'm sorting them. So then in the join snap, I'm using the left outer so that it considers the first table is priority. So if I show you the join output, so as you can see, if employee 100 in the right side, it will match the data for the sorted employees file. So now if I go down, there is this record 225. This one I added after the first one. So this must not have in the sorted employees. So it will come as null. So I was able to differentiate it this in the filter snap. If input one employee ID is equal to null, then filter it out. So here, as you can see, I was able to filter out the newly added row in Himanshu name. Okay, then I'm using the mapper. Now in the mapper, I have two fields, right? Left and right from both the files. So I'm using the mapper to get the only left side table. So as you can see in the mapper, there's no null values in the right side, only the record which we added. So this is so this
Yeah.
is what I did.
Anyone has any questions on this? Ashwini, Sushmita, Manohari, Shashank, and anyone else? Questions? Are you clear on this? Yes, no.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So I have a question then to you all. So why Abhishek has used the sorted employees to input one and the normal employees to the top? Abhishek, I'm not asking, I mean, I'm not expecting an answer from you, okay? You might have
Mhm.
already known.
Mhm.
You keep silent, and I'm expecting answer from others that why he has used the sorted employees to the right, in the sense input one, and the normal employees.csv to the input 0 to the left. Can we do it in the other way as well? If you understand, then uh, tell me why, or can we use it in the other way as well? Can we do it in the other way as well?
So,
Due to left outer join.
Right? Left outer join we are doing, right? And yes, we are doing left outer join. Yes, correct. But my question is, can we just reverse, or can we just swap the way that he has coded it now to the other way around?
yeah, we can do that. Uh, and that's in it's too hectic for the server. It's compare all the records and find the only ones. So the
Mhm.
left after
Uh,
join is going for the only one single record.
right. Abhishek, can you just swap it out and retry? Swap the ones from, no, not this. Uh,
Swap the file leaders.
no, all three snaps. First three snaps here to there. Untag from there. Yeah, swap.
Yeah, this.
Yep, correct. So now retry. Right. So can you click on retry? Top. Right. Can you open the join? Can you show me the 225 record or something that you are trying to show us? Can you see that record at all?
No, sir.
Why it has not visible? Why it is not visible?
It's not. It's,
Uh,
it is.
pipeline is working correct. It should not give us the result. That is working fine. But why it is not giving the result? The question to everyone.
Because it is going to compare only the two 24 records
The
with
first.
the 225 record.
So whenever we keep left outer join, it will take input 0, the connected path, as a base, and from that base it will try to compare the values to the right side to the input one, right? As
Yes.
we have swapped, the values also will swap. The first set will have 200 records and this updated record will be at the right side. So as it is left outer join, it won't be able to find that record properly. Then our solution will not work at all. So the point we have to remember is, whenever you are trying to use the left outer join in a join snap, the values are added. The recently added value should be kept to your right side, and the blind rule is left side should have more values, more records to the right side. That is where the functionality of left outer join will work properly. So if you see that, as we have swapped out, the top one has 200 records but the lower one has 201 records, because that is the one record that Abhishek has added it, right? So in this case, as we have swapped out, it will not give you that record which should actually give you the null values, correct?
Yes, sir.
And in Snaplogic we don't have the option of right join, as we have discussed, right? So the main thing that we have to keep whenever we are trying to use left outer join is the left path connected value should have more number of records to the right side. Make sense?
Yes.
So Abhishek, swap your solutions again. I mean, the connections again. Then you will be able to see it properly. Any questions? Sushmita, Manohari, Ashwini, Shashank. Shashank, are you clear
Yeah,
now?
got- yeah.
Okay. Sushmita, are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Any questions you have? You said you are not able to understand.
Uh, Fine, sir. But I don't understand what is the use of mapper. We can directly get it from a filter, right?
Right. So, can you show me the output of filter, Abhishek?
Yes, yes. Yeah, validate.
Sure. So, if you open the output of valid, sorry, can you make it to JSON? Don't show it in the table. Preview type, change it to JSON. So, once you apply the left outer join, the point is there will be data coming up from the left side as well as right side, right? Sushmita, yes.
Yes, sir.
So, in the sense, when there is no matching record, what did I tell you? If there is no matching record, the right side values will be set to null. Yes.
Yes, sir.
So, what Abhishek has done this after this router, what he has done, the newly added values where it is to the left side, right? To the new file or the left side values or the top values he should map. If you see the below values, there is this input one underscore is added to the actual column name, right?
Yes.
So he wants to map only values which doesn't have input one, or he doesn't want to carry these values of input one underscore. So that's where he has used a mapper to only pass values from employee ID to country.
Yes.
Okay. So if you
Yeah.
see your left side, scroll down. So that input one values he has not mapped at all because those values we don't want to your output file, the last output file,
Yes.
right?
Got. Yes, sir. I got it.
Okay. Anyone has any questions on the two tasks? Are anyone clear? Does anyone has any questions? Anything? I want everyone to try it out again. Maybe your own solution or the way we have discussed it now. And Abhishek, and anyone, anyone in the team, you can use your, I mean, the one that I have told you, using the dates logic. One can try it out. But first, come with the solution, right? And then go with check with the other solutions as well, right? Maybe in first 10-15 minutes tomorrow, I will check it out and see uh, uh, this solution from others, Manohari, Sushmita, Ashwini, Shashank, and whoever. I mean, if someone else has done it, they also.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Thanks, Abhishek.
Actually, Manoj, it is fine for the first run only. And if we are not able to append those files, so how could we be for the third run and fourth run for?
I said we don't want 100 records. I want only differentiated record, right? Every time I will generate a new file. What is the problem? You see, the point is the external system should be able to do it. But as Abhishek said, append option is not possible in SLDB, right? So we will generate a new file every time with new record. What is the problem? First 200 records will be there in one file, and there is the other records, differentiated records for every run will be a different file. Then we will segregate that file name with by adding dates or something. I mean, just to differentiate, maybe from second run this is from third run. This is from fourth run. Likewise, we will segregate it.
So when the file writer say the file
Right.
name, so it would be a different file name
Correct.
at
So,
that time.
so one thing
So
we need to understand here is that append option is not possible with SLP. Basically, the
okay.
correct solution is to use the append here, right? So, as append is not supported by SLDB, my what I'm trying to say is generate a different file. There is no problem for now. Okay, append option is available when you are trying to use an external system directly. Okay, makes sense. maybe S3, maybe something else. There you can use your. Uh, I mean, S3 is also not possible. See, as they have given the list of things there, file, SFTP, FTP. There you can use the append option.
So as a file reader, we have all time to import a file or that scene, I think.
Yeah, this solution will work to use, or we have to use the append option. Otherwise, we have to generate a different file. But from the third run, it will differentiate because we have to capture all the three records. In the first run, we are going to generate a different file. So we have to consider as well. But for now, I'm only checking for the first two runs, right? You can generate a different file, but that's where he is showing me this error as well, Abhishek, that it is not possible append. But with other systems, it is possible. But then you will see a working pipeline as is. But for now, there is no such feasibility for us. So that's where we are trying to generate a different file every time, again and again, again. But that might miss our actual point. Every time it should only generate a single record or two records or three records. That might differentiate, but that is fine as far as this logic is. Once I understand your logic, is it
So
fine, Ashwin?
as a yeah, logic it's fine, and but the yes scenario it's might be different.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, until and unless you don't have append option, you won't be able to see the correct way of executing. And we cannot connect to any external system, as I said. That is not possible now, and that is okay for now to generate a different file. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, fine.
Are you clear, or do you still have any doubts?
No, fine.
Anyone else? Abhishek, you can stop sharing. Anyone else has any questions? We have spent almost a day or a session explaining you the things that we have that I have given you, because I am giving you, or I am telling you a new snap every day. But in this way, as we have seen, we learned something about join, merge option from Ashwani, and left outer from Abhishek, and the other solutions from remainings, right? How to pass the pipeline parameter or the dynamic way passing, right? We have learned these new things, or we have already discussed these things, but you have seen it in live, right? So that's why I have done this session today, not going to the new things, because every time I'm telling you something, but I'm not able to see anything from your side. So that's where I have spent all day on this. Okay. So for now, I'm not giving you any task. I may send out to Prashant. He will roll out to you. Okay. You if you have any questions, just ask Prashant on that. I will, maybe by today end of the day, I will share some, or maybe a task to you. Okay, along with this, I will see the task as well, right? So Prashant will roll out all the tasks to everyone. I want everyone to do that as well. Okay, maybe today or tomorrow. Sure.
Tomorrow means it's for the Monday or the
Yeah,
Saturday.
the task is for Monday. Prashant will roll out the task maybe today or tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
Based on my availability, I will share it with him. He will share it with you when he has it.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Prashant, I think we can wind it up.
Okay, Manoj. Thank you, team. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Manoj.
Thanks, Manoj.